Hi everyone, I'm Karen Fugate and welcome to this 5-minute QI snippet on establishing priorities. More specifically, how to prioritize which of your QI project drivers to work on first. Our jobs and our personal lives are just full of to-dos and we don't really have a lot of time to get everything done. QI projects are really no different. You can't work on all your action items at once, so how do you prioritize? A prioritization matrix is a great tool to help you rank your project drivers or interventions by calculating a numerical value for each driver. By using this tool, your team can rank drivers based on criteria they feel are important. And actually, this is one of my favorite QI tools in my QI toolbox. There are so many benefits to using this tool. Once you get the hang of it and get some practice, it's really pretty easy. It's objective, allowing your team to reach consensus on what to work on first. This tool can also be adapted to other priority setting needs, but most importantly, it moves your team forward in a structured manner and if scored correctly, should produce some quick wins for your team. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through an example using an actual QI project. Your QI project always starts with a problem statement and a SMART aim. This particular QI project was aimed at decreasing prophylactic antibiotics in newborns. The next step in your QI project would have been to create a key driver diagram listing all the interventions the team predicts will impact the ability to achieve the aim or your goal. You can see the list of interventions in the far right column. These are the interventions we are going to prioritize. The next step in the process is to list all the interventions or secondary drivers from your key driver diagram in your matrix in the far left-hand column right here. We couldn't include all 7 because of space constraints, but we were able to include 5 for the purpose of this demonstration. Next, determine what ranking criteria you want to use based on what's important to your team and your project. This is a list of potentials, but you can certainly create your own. For this demonstration, we selected 4 criteria. You could have more or fewer criteria. It's really up to you. There is no perfect number, but generally matrices have about 2 to 6 criteria. The next step is to determine if each of your selected criteria is a positive consideration and adds to the total score of each listed driver, or is it a negative consideration, subtracting from the score. It's really important to take into consideration not only the positive impact of an intervention, but also the negative, such as how difficult it will be to implement. We selected 2 positive and 2 negative. Now, add your criteria to the top of the columns and place a positive or negative symbol depicting whether the score adds to or subtracts from the total in the second row. Also, add a ranking scale. We used 1 to 10. Again, there is no right answer, but your scale should at least equal the number of interventions you are scoring. For example, if you are scoring 5, your scale should be at least 1 to 5. Now comes the tricky part. You can start scoring your interventions. Do this as a team so you gain consensus and insight from multiple perspectives. I recommend you score top to bottom instead of across. For example, for the criteria importance, select the intervention you feel is most important to the success of your project and assign the highest score. Next, select the second highest intervention in terms of importance. Once all interventions are scored for importance, move on to customer value and so on and so forth. For the negative criteria, the higher negative values should be assigned to the interventions the team feels will create the biggest barriers. For example, the team felt that in terms of resource intensity, developing the early onset sepsis guidelines would be most resource intense. So a value of -9 out of a possible -10 was assigned. Once you've scored all of your interventions against your criteria, it's time to tally up your scores for each intervention. Based on the final total score, assign a priority ranking. In this example, the intervention with the highest score of +9 was early onset sepsis guidelines. So the team ranked this intervention as number 1, and we'll start with this intervention first. This intervention will likely give the team and project some momentum. It is possible to have a negative total score, as can be seen in this example, where you can see the final score of a -2 was assigned to the Kaiser Sepsis Risk Calculator documentation in the EMR. Subsequently, this being the lowest score, this is the intervention the team will work on last. It'll be number 5. Thank you for tuning in, and follow FPQC for future QI trainings where you can get individualized support from Maya and I.